Hey, Mindy, good morning.
Hi, we made it
Here
to
it is. Yeah,
Saturday
here
morning, what
it is.
we've all been waiting for.
Yep, I can't believe it. We're still here after only 4 days, but this is the day we've been waiting for, and we
You haven't been
saved all
canceled
these
yet? Is that what
games
you're trying
up,
to say?
yeah, to talk about it. Tony just finished wrapping up a bunch of picks also on the channel for today's games as well, so you can check out. He's got pretty much every game capped as well. We had some baseball videos up from Ben, and uh, good night of sports action last night. I was kind of mediocre. I swept the video picks on the football games 4-0 and one of my past, but uh, I swept those and some exciting action. What'd you like last night on the schedule? How'd you do?
Well, went 2-1 for college football there, so was pretty excited. I kind of thought some of my main takeaways was that we had some teams that have been kind of struggling maybe at the plate, like the Giants and the Padres, finally got to score some runs. And then also in the late game, we kind of talked about before, weren't really sure maybe what TCU was going to do this year versus a Colorado team with, new head coach, that sort of thing. But I think TCU might give maybe that Big 12 team, the conference a run for their money. Looked really, really well there the second half there for sure. The only thing that kind of maybe hurt TCU is their starting quarterback, went out. But we had a local kid that came in, Max Nuggan from Lewis Central here in Council Bluffs. So we are pretty excited for him to get some reps in there as well.
Well, the steam was definitely on TCU. I mean, that
Yeah.
game opened up that thing went up like a touchdown over the long, of course, we talked about the week one game, they were up longer on the board. They had like, I guess, summer opening line. But again, that line was as low as 7.5 and, gets bet up basically to 2 touchdowns by kickoff. And there were definitely people out there saying too many points, too many points. I still want to trust a Colorado program with my man, Carl Durrell. Tony told me right to my face they had no chance, and sure enough, he was right. That steam was right on TCU, right. And they ended up crushing them in that one. And that was a game that I actually ended up kind of just staying away from as far as any. Whoa, hello.
Hey, what happened? What happened?
Refocus. I've been up all. I haven't gone to bed yet. I was wondering if it was my eyes, but yeah. So the TCU steam and the that was, I think, what the takeaway was there, and ended up staying under, I do believe. So yeah, I thought the football card was pretty interesting. Certainly, I thought the Illinois Indiana game. You probably kept your eye on that one as well.
Yep,
thought that was pretty fun.
Yep, I like that game a lot because it's going to be interesting. Indiana has usually a notoriously bad head coach, not my fave, and he kind of pulled it off there right at the end, so it was pretty fun. But there was some close calls in there. There was probably a touchdown by Illinois that they called back, and so that also helped Indiana pull it off there. But I had the under in that game, so I was pretty happy. Got a winner.
Yeah, I was thinking that was yeah, I swept the plays. I was just looking at the video plays on that. And what else did you see? Anything in baseball?
Not too much for baseball. I saw, just that a lot of guys are getting called up. Like you said, it's that kind, that time of year. I think the other big headline was Serena, right? I mean, yeah. She looked good there for a while. Thought she might be able to pull it off, but then just got really behind. She just looked kind of worn out. Like, like she said, if after she's like, maybe if I would have started conditioning earlier this year or gotten ready a little bit earlier this season. And then she was funny because she's like, well, I'm finally catching my stride right now. And now it's all done.
Yeah.
So.
Well, when you look at that, right, we talked about how all of a sudden she went from underdog to favorite, as far, not favorite, but one of the favorites again, all of a sudden, because she had won that match. But look at what happened with that line. Okay, she opened up at about minus 160, 165, 170. And by the time the match went off, she was actually only $1.40 favorite. And the whole world was like kind of, every kind of casual fan was betting on Serena. They want to root for Serena and win.
Yeah.
It seemed like, that's what the discussion was. And yet the underdog was the one the line was moving to the whole time. So maybe the sharps knew that that was going to be the case
Yeah, it
going
happens that way sometimes after those big victories that you kind of tend to have a little bit of a letdown. But she, I think just generally as a 40-year-old athlete looked pretty tired. I always think about if it was me trying to go back and playing, college again, could I play at 40 with, youngsters that are 20 years old? I mean, it's tough. And especially, I mean, man, those matches are well over 3 hours. I could watch a whole football game and there's Serena over there, still plugging away.
yeah.
So
Well,
I was really impressed.
that's what happens when the deeper you go, the more you have to play. But again, your opponent, sometimes has to do the same. Sometimes it's harder to come through a qualifying stage where you have to play because say you've already made the main draw, and I've got to play 2 matches just to get into the main draw. Uh, that can be a
Yeah.
little bit of a factor, but still, the deeper you go, that's why one of the things you look at when I look at the players, the more matches they play, the more impressive that is to me. Usually, unless they're coming up from the lower levels, the challenger levels, or whatever. So we got a lot of games to cover. I don't know. We could probably talk about some of the things that happened, but we should get going, and we're going to talk college football. I mean, come on. I mean, that's what we're here for. I mean, there's some, baseball. Tony has his video picks. Like I said, Ben's got some video picks on baseball today, and I'll have maybe a few plays at the end. But we still have 26 games, I believe, to cover on this card. It's going to take us more than 90 minutes. So thank you for joining us. I'm Ramon Scott. That's Mindy Hahn, by the way. If you are new to the show, we'd love to see you comment in the chat, especially on this Saturday, where we'd like to have our most interactive show if we can, and chat with people. We're just getting a handful of chatters right now, even though I know our views are going up, up, up. And, we just got a few people coming on and joining us now. But, of course, throughout the morning all the way up to kickoff. Now, for us, Mindy, remember, we went and we've already covered the games leading up with, what would I say? We've covered the games that are noon Eastern and 9 Pacific through 2:30 Eastern and 11:30 Pacific. Basically through that UCLA game that
Right.
I've tried to sell the world. I'm the only guy. Now that I went off on that game the other day, now I see everybody in the world is predicting a UCLA blowout, and here I am holding my plus 750 ticket on the Bowling Green money
Right.
line. But it was nice of UCLA to play the game at 11:30 in the morning, which is probably more comfortable for the team from Bowling Green. I mean, that's the middle of the afternoon. While UCLA, we're like, why are we playing our game at 11:30 in the afternoon
That never
in
happens.
100-degree weather?
Right. That's what you said. That never happens. You always get those night games, but those are usually fun to watch for us folks out here. Keeps us occupied.
So I don't know. We'll see. I mean, again, I've always wanted to root for my Southern California teams, no doubt about it. And of course, I'll mention it when we get right into the game. We're opening a new stadium out here. I'm wearing my Aztecs garb today. Probably won't make it down there. I just want to watch it here. But, I'm excited. We got a new stadium. It's 35,000. We're never going to have NFL back here, but that's okay. This nice college stadium in a college town. All right, Mindy. Did you have anything else on the news wire?
No, not really. That I can think of. I think we kind of hit all the highlights here so far.
Okay. Well, then we'll get into the free picks rapid fire rundown from college football to start. And again, if you got your rotations out, your pens, pencils, and your scorecards, as we get right into it, we left off as a Bowling Green UCLA. We went through basically those first 6 games, not in rotation order. We're going in time order. So a little bit different, I think, than some people might have it. So we're going in time order so that you can just go. That's the rundown right through there. So where did we leave on? Tulsa and Wyoming. Who are you introducing these?
Sure, I can do that. I had, the UTEP Oklahoma. So again, our rundowns might be a little bit different.
Okay. You can say that. I'll
No,
put
but
the right
I mean,
graphic.
we're good. You keep
You want to
Tulsa
go to
and
UTEP?
No, keep Tulsa and Wyoming. We got it. So you got a Tulsa team here, that lost about 14 starters, have a new offensive coordinator. Tulsa here opened at 1 point favorites in this one. And then that line has gone to about -6. I think I've seen it maybe -7, 7.5. So for me, this kind of looks like just kind of maybe an overreaction with how Wyoming played against an Illinois team, last week. But historically, the Cowboys do give up a lot of points on defense. But I really like their head coach there with Craig Bowl. It was one of those when, Pelini was there, Frank Solich at Nebraska. Everyone wanted Craig Bowl at the time, right, to be the head coach. And he went to Wyoming instead. And I think they've always been, pretty consistent there. I like Wyoming at home today. My free pick is going to be, I'm going to take them on the plus money on this one.
Okay. Work you down there. Yeah, that was a pretty big move. We consider, Tulsa. That was, those early openers, but it just seems like it's been, continuous right now. The continuous move on Tulsa. I mean, laying a touchdown on the road. I think Tulsa's going to have a rough time of it, and I think it could be a close game. But my play is going to be on the under here. I expect a low scoring game. I mean, this thing, I'm thinking it could beat and maybe have trouble reaching 40 points here with these teams. So I think I don't want to say just to be different, I was going to do it, but because I like Tulsa, but I mean, I liked it at that. I mean, it's easy to say now. I don't, basically at a pick 'em or -1.5 that you liked it. And, I'm not sure I could give it out now,
Right.
considering that square move. Like it is. Well, I won't say a square. I think it's been actually quite sharp. But I'm going to take my pick on the game is going to be under. Again, here on Rapid Fire Picks, just a lot of picks. We got 26 games and trying to get it done, 90 minutes, 100 minutes maybe. So that's what we're going to do. We're just going to kind of give them out as fast as we can go and maybe throw in some analysis.
Yeah, and again, make sure you go ahead and comment. We like to see your comments. Other folks like to see your comments. It's week 1, so again, what I kind of look for is coaching changes, returning talent, recruiting, that sort of thing. Me personally, with what I'm doing is a lot of over unders. This weekend, just based off of kind of more trends, I would say, based off of what's going on. And so for me, I'm going to be probably doing a lot more, sides here on the show. You're going to have to go over. I split my packages up here today based off of time. So you could go get a 3-pack based off of those 11 o'clock games, a 4-pack on those 2:30 games, that sort of thing.
Yeah. Well, I popped it up there. I mean, we did one game. I already blew the show. I mean, probably didn't expire. I think we're supposed to run the promo, tell everybody what we got for sale. Let's get it down to the way. We got one game through, but let's talk about it right now. Take a look at the handicapper leaderboards. Ben with a nice day over there, Mindy, 7-3 yesterday.
You can find me. I'll be there. I'm just right below Nick. I was only at the $50.
Oh, okay. Tony 3-1
know,
yesterday. I think I might even have what Tony had on some of his plays. I think I might have written it down. Under in Baltimore and Oakland. I know he had that. That was one of his plays for sure. So that was a winner. I know that. I won't. I don't know which one was a loser. Like I said, I missed the late action. I was out at a high school football game. So, but there you see the from yesterday. And look at our latest premium picks, our best bets. Everyone's got a best bet coming today in all the sports, and also our $15 introductory and discount offers over at Tony's Picks. Tony's got a $15 best bet for Saturday. Ben has one in Major League Baseball, the GM as well. Mindy, you got something for Saturday, college football with a $15 player with a $35 guarantee. So, it's gonna be a big day. A lot of football. I don't know. I got a bunch of plays.
Yeah, go to the Ramon. Go to the all cappers page real quick and go under Mindy.
Yeah, take a
so
look.
Folks can kind of see how to navigate. Because because if you go into each capper individually, and then you go down towards the bottom, you can kind of see which games I have out as premiums today too. So if you scroll down, Ramon.
Yep.
So there's all my packages that you can take a look at. But see here, you can see which games. It did have it there yesterday, so it had which games I was on. So I don't know why it doesn't this morning, but
Tony said right now it's browser specific. That some of the browsers.
Oh, that could be.
And I'm using Chrome, so
okay.
But also, if you did want to see the game, I can also tell you that if you go to the premium picks page, it appears down the left-hand column. I don't know if you want to see that, but I can show that. Or maybe it's on the home page is what it is.
Yeah, so that is true. I guess he did say that on some browsers it shows the games and on some it doesn't. That's right.
Yeah, so we showed you Mindy's packages as well, but I'll go to the home page here real quick. This is, I think, where you'll see it right here. Oh, no.
Yeah, because it did have which games, so you can kind of check on the cappers, kind of look to see what they have. If there's something in there you might be interested in. But I think they're also doing, revamping everything here over the next 48 hours also.
Okay. Fair enough.
Cool.
So anyways, that's how you do it though. Anyway, you go over to the All Cappers tab and get signed up. You can find all the handicappers over there and take a look at their packages. Mindy's, did you say exactly what you had though? As I know I showed you all those plays, but did you want to say exactly what you have? And
Oh, no, it's okay. I went ahead and again, I just went ahead and by time you can go ahead and get a 3-pack for your 11 o'clock games. Then if you're saying, hey, it's 6 o'clock Central Time, I'm ready for these late night games. I'm gonna go check out to see what Mindy has, right? So then I got the 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock games in there. So if you're looking for Oklahoma in the morning and Ohio State at night, that sort of thing, right?
Okay. Wow, those are really broken down nicely right there. And I've got also kind of the same deal. I think I have an early afternoon 3-pack and then an early evening 4-pack. So I have kind of the same deal going, I think, today over there. Yeah, there I have a 3-pack. This is of the 4-pack is the early evening games, I would call it, and then a 3-pack for the afternoon, that main window. When you get the 3:30 Eastern, 12:30 Pacific, and I had a couple of early releases, Mindy. I'll tell you about. Those are those plays that I put in a while ago, and maybe I'll just kind of use those. I might kind of give those out as a matter of fact, because I can't make a package out of them because I smashed the line too much. I mean, it would be unfair to sell picks that are with 4 and 5 point line moves, but all my subscribers have got those. And let's take a look and say hi to all of our friends that are coming in the chat. We already did one game, you guys, Tulsa and Wyoming, and Mindy was on. You said Wyoming, right, Mindy? I wrote it down.
Yes, Wyoming.
And I gave out the under, so we're going to get right back to action because we got a long show planned. And hello to everyone, and thank you for chatting with us and make your comments, your picks. We try to pop them up on screen, but they're there for eternity. So we make the picks just like us on the screen. It's just making the picks. So, all right, we'll keep on rolling. So that was that first play, and I'll just click on down. You're ready if I just click the graphic right down the line, right? So
go ahead. That's
awesome. What I had as the next game, and go ahead and introduce this, and I'll talk about it as well.
Yeah. So, for me, Arizona has just been bad. We kind of talked about this because you're the San Diego State, fan. But, they do have, I guess 8 returning starters back, from their 100th place defense last year. Not sure if they're going to be a whole lot better this season. As you talked about, you got Burmeister as your quarter there at San Diego State. They also have that 16th best defense, in the nation. I just really I think you can just crush San Diego State here on this one. Smash the like button on this game.
2 birds, 1 stone there. Smash our like button and smash the button on San Diego State on your gambling app. Is that what you're hinting at there, Mindy?
Right. I just really like this one.
I covered it a little bit, but brand new stadium out here. We just basically, if people know the old Qualcomm Stadium, remember that, fans, from years ago, and the city ended up selling the property to the university. The university tore down the stadium. We didn't even get the pleasure of watching them blow it up. They just tore it down the old-fashioned way with a ball, and then they ended up within 2 years while the San Diego State team played up in Carson, California, a good 120 miles away from San Diego State for 2 seasons. They've moved into this brand new home, 35,000. It's quite lovely. It's a small stadium, and that's okay. That's what we do out here in San Diego. We're small time, not big time. So unfortunately, that's just the way it is, and I'll never see pro football in this town before I set my uh, gravestone up one day. I mean, that's just it. So we'll just have to live. But it could be the best thing for San Diego State because, Tony talked about it with all these teams shaking out in different conferences and everything. Who knows where everybody's going to end up. So, okay. So Mindy says take the Aztecs and just to mix it up, make sure we're covering everything. I like the under in this game, Mindy. I think San Diego State, that's what they come with. That's what they bring the defense. The offense has been pedestrian for San Diego State for years. Yes, Braxton Burmeister, maybe he'll be the best quarterback that they've had in several years, given his resume. Here's the thing, Mindy. He's coming right back home. He is from San Diego. He's the one that went off to Oregon where, he showed flashes of brilliance, like he would go on to be a quarterback. Things didn't quite work out there. Went to Virginia Tech, where he also had some fine, some pretty good moments, some fine moments, some good plays, and showed moments of brilliance. But wasn't necessarily a world beater, just effective enough. But maybe at San Diego State, he could have a better situation for him. I would think that maybe that's what is going to work out for Braxton.
Yeah.
But and the comfortability, I would think he's got Jesse Matthews, been a great receiver, a veteran receiver here. So maybe they can have a rapport together. Matthews a senior, and he's been around for 3 solid years now. So we'll see. But they have to prove it to me a little bit on offense. San Diego State, if anything, they've been kind of known for a good running game for years and years. And once in a while, they've had some passing, but never anything spectacular. And Arizona just can't seem to get anything going. So I'll go under in this one, under the 46.5 in that one. So we got that one covered.
Cool. All right. So next up, a big game here, Oregon at Georgia. I mean, this one I think is going to be just a ton of fun. Oregon, they were kind of bad on the road last year, but they did always have a really nice, offensive line. Defense has always been pretty good. They have a new coach. He was the defensive coordinator for Georgia.
Yeah.
And quarterback, I don't think they've named the quarterback yet, but they actually do have Bo Nix from Auburn, which is he's been decent over the past. But then you have Georgia, right? They've given up 15 players to the NFL. Top wide receivers, and of course their quarterback. The top receiver and the quarterback are back. That's what I meant to say.
They're still the champs,
right? And they have won all but one game last year by well over 17 points. I think this one's going to be really, really close. That spread, I think Oregon, might go ahead and maybe shows, something. But I'm going to take Georgia. I think you're going to have to prove that you can beat them this year.
Okay. Mindy's on Georgia, gonna lay that big number, and I'm gonna take a pass. Can I take a pass on this one? I think.
Of course, you could take a pass.
Yeah.
Like I said, I think it's gonna be tough, no matter how you look at it.
Well, I encourage you. Tony made a preview of this game as well, so he's gonna in his preview. I'll just tell you. I'm not gonna tell you what it is. I want you to go check his video out, but his preview is on the total. So maybe you could gather. Tony's video up, you get assigned a total right there. I'm a little bit torn on this game, actually. I mean, the move, the total opened 50.5 and is now 54.5 or so, right? So,
yeah.
And that number is kind of fluctuating. The lowest it was way back when at 13.5. That was out of hand, but it did go as high as 18. Now back to 16.5. maybe I just have some confusion on it. I'm not sure, but look, I'm not I'm the highest volume around. Let me take a pass once in a while. And let me watch these teams. All right.
Sounds good. Sounds good. All right, another fun one to start off your day. UTEP, Oklahoma, here in this one. UTEP, they've already lost to North Texas. They were only 2 for 6 on, third downs. They do have 15 returning starters, though. But with Oklahoma, you got Venable. He makes his debut for the Sooners here. We know that Oklahoma needs better defense. They've given up a ton of yards, a ton of points. It looks like their quarterback's probably going to be Gabriel from UCF. They did lose their top 2 quarterbacks to transfer. But they do have a really sweet offensive coordinator, so I think Oklahoma here is going to roll. I'm going to take them laying the minus 30.5 here in this one.
Yeah, originally this game opened in the summer at 39. Now that didn't last long. I mean, that was just that was like a sharp. The Sharps came in and grabbed that up right away. But that seems crazy now, considering. Boy, I think we're gonna. Yeah, no. What I'm going to do is I am going to go over in this game. I think Oklahoma could put up a big number on UTEP, and maybe UTEP comes in and gets something on the back. I think, and I'm going to go over in this one, over the 57. That'll be my free pick.
I like it, Ramon. I like it.
Yeah. I mean, it's not like they're going to stop Oklahoma,
right?
I would think, right? I've got to think that Oklahoma, going to score well into the high 40s, and I don't know, maybe they'll get even more. Not sure. All
right. Cincinnati at Arkansas. So for Cincinnati, you got new quarterback, new offensive coordinator. But yeah, kind of how Tony talks about on the show, right? It's going to depend a lot on how these offensive lines do. And all 5 offensive linemen here return. They were 5th in the nation there in defense, Cincinnati. But Arkansas, previously they've kind of been more of a one-dimensional team, right? They're either, real pass heavy or real run heavy. But you got, quarterback Jefferson. He's pretty decent, but he lost some of his main targets to, transfer. But also then you got some new guys in from Oklahoma and Georgia. And they also have 4 starters back on the offensive line, and they might have one of the better names, in college, Bumper Pool back as well. So for me, though, I'm going to go ahead and, take Cincinnati here. I like their defense. I like their offensive line. I'm going to take them in the plus points here in this one.
All right. Well, I have a premium in this game on the side, Mindy, so I'm not going to elaborate too much with any analysis, but I will give out the total is what I'll do, because my premium's on the side, and I'm not going to give too much detail because I don't want to tip my hand, but my play, my free play will be on the under 54 with Cincinnati and Arkansas.
Cool.
All right.
All right, so Houston versus Utsa. So yeah, this one, I think it should be a good one. Houston has, a really good offense, tons of talent on the defensive line here as well. You have Texas San Antonio here. They return 8 offensive starters, including their quarterback, 3 wide receivers here in this one. For me, I'm going to have a premium here on the side. So I'm going to give you my over-under play, and I'm going to take the over 61.5 in this one because you have, almost all returning starters here on offense on both of these teams.
Well, how convenient is this? Because I have a premium on the total. So go on over and pick up a 2-for-1 capper promotion with Mindy and I, and you can have both the side and the total in this one, I would think, tonight. So I'll give out the side. Have it in the morning. I got a case of the mornings over here. But I'll give out on the side, and I will go with the Houston Cougars.
All right, sounds good.
Yep. And let
Next
me get
up.
the game up.
All right, make sure you guys keep commenting who you like, who you don't like. We love to see the comments from you guys. Next is Troy at Old Miss on this one. I actually have both a side and total here in this one. So I'm gonna go ahead and just lob this one over, to Ramon. It's the third year for Lane Kiffin. Ole Miss averages 33 points a game. And then you have a Troy team with a new head coach, but yet they only have the 108th ranked offense from last year.
Are you saying you have a premium on both the sides of the
I have
total?
a premium on both. Yes.
And can I get that all in one package, or do I mean,
you can get that all in one package since I put them via time order. So you could definitely get both of those plays in the same package.
that sounds like quite a handicap. Okay, well, if that's the case, again, I like this game under. It opened pretty high. It opened as high as 64.5 way back when they opened up the early numbers. And, it's been mostly around 57 or so. And that's the way I'll look at it. I think it's still under. It's only a free play because I think the value's gone in that. But go ahead and get Mindy's side and total over at Tony'sPicks.com. Use promo code TonyT at checkout, save 20%. And if you don't want to do that, just go with my free play and also check out Tony's video. He's got the side, so we got you covered.
Yeah, we do.
The other.
Nice.
All right.
BYU at South Florida. So you have BYU here. Experience on the offensive line, a top 20 offense here. Should be able to control the pace of the of the game. They do like to run the ball here, but they do tend to lack some pass rushers versus a South Florida team that maybe you'll have a better quarterback this year with Bohannon, but I'm not quite sure that I am personally convinced. So for me, I'm going to take a BYU land the 11.5 here in this one.
All right, now I've got a premium on this game on the side. So head on over to Tony'sPicks.com and get one of my packages, or you can get the individual game as well for $25. So with that being said, I'll just give out my free play, and my free play on the BYU and South Florida game is going to be on the over 58 points in this one.
All right. We're getting through them, Ramon. We're doing it. We're up to 4:30 Central Time games here.
Okay.
Texas State versus Nevada. So Texas State, they're actually looking for, their first winning season in about 4 years. They've been dead last in their conference. They gave up 33 points per game. And then for Nevada, they won their first game of the year here with new coach Jay Norvell. Jay Norvell went to Colorado State, but they're run heavy. But Nevada, a lot of people are saying, well, not really sure. That last game that they played, they did get 5 turnovers. So not sure how they're going to come out in this. So for me, just because, I have a premium play on the side on this one.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to go ahead though, and I know it may be, a little bit, I feel like a little bit off course, but I'm going to take the under 51.5 here in this one.
No, that's fair enough. I will give out. Now I'm worried. You got a premium, and I'm going to give out the side here. So, I'm, concerned because here's the thing. I mean, this game has moved quite a bit. There's no doubt about it from the very earliest opening numbers in this game. So, Nevada was really a much bigger favorite than this. Now you see Texas State actually a 1-point favorite. Nevada opened a pretty big favorite in the earliest lines that we saw over a month ago. I'm going to go with Texas State as my free pick today, and we'll find out later if I'm right or wrong. Whether I don't even care who does win the game. I just want to know if I was in tune with Mindy. So I'm not saying whether she's right or wrong. Who cares? I'm saying I want her to win, but I will wonder if I'm on the right side than whether who wins the game. So okay, I'll go with Texas State in the game against in Nevada, and yeah, I mean I expect. I do expect it to be a lower scoring game as well. Just I'll add that. So,
All
all
right.
right,
Next up, we got
hard
Middleton.
hitting
Oh,
everybody. Okay.
I don't think I made a play on this one actually.
Okay. Well, and I do want to correct something, Mindy, because I got all excited yesterday, and I'm like, oh, welcome to the FBS Old Dominion, and of course, Old Dominion has already been in FBS for 1 year. It's James Madison, of course, that's making their debut in FBS, and well deserved because they have been dominant over the last several years. So they're the ones that are making their debut here, and I have a premium play in this game on the total on Tony'sPicks.com. So head on over to our website, and I won't tip my hand. I won't tip my hand again. I'm just going to come in with a free play on the side, and I'm firm on this free play. So I'm not, I can't really say. Maybe you can determine it by the type of team that they are. If you're trying to outguess it, you don't want to. Buy my pick. Hey, that's fine today. It's early in the season. Let me prove myself too. I mean, I was
Right.
mediocre yesterday. I'm going to go with Middle Tennessee here. Take 5 points against James Madison. All right.
All right. So then we got Florida Atlantic at Ohio. So Florida Atlantic, they gave up over about 400 yards per game last year. Also lost a lot of players here on defense. Ohio, on the other hand, they have a majority of their players back and have more experience under their belt. Ohio does have a new head coach also. So for me, I'm going to take Ohio here at the plus points, plus 4.5.
Okay. And I'm going to have to take the total over. I do like this total over in this one, and it has gone up a little bit. So I think that's why, open 48.5 and now 50. So I think that does take out some of the value for me, and that's why it'll be just a free play here. But I do like this one over today with FAU and Ohio. That's going to be the free pick. Rapid fire plays, free picks rundown right here
Let's go
on
get it. That's right. Let's go get it. So we got Rice at USC. I don't know. I kind of think the theme for USC here has kind of changed a little bit this year. Again, they have a new coach. They also have a majority of their, skilled players, back. But I don't know if, some of this new transfer portal talent, I don't know if it's going to take time for them to kind of, mesh here along the way. I'm not so sure here what I think about this one. I kind of think that 32.5 is a little bit, too steep here in this one. And I think I'm going to go Rice on the plus points.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, it opened, there was numbers as high as 36 in this one. So now down to, 32, as you said there. I mean, that's kind of an interesting, that's like half the.
Yeah, I mean, I see him like more of like a 28, something like that. I think, I think it's going to be USC probably wins handily, but not quite sure if they can all the way go that 32. So
Okay, well, the fact that you say 28 kind of lends me to think that it could be a little bit lower score, and this total has moved lower from 64.5 down to 61.5. So that's going to have to be my play, is going to be on the under in Rice and SC.
Ramon under.
I'm marking all these.
All right, we need to see how we do.
Especially after that. Let me just call you out here because you always get the better of me. But and again, maybe it wasn't fair because we had that big line move, but I ended up taking those big points yesterday. Everybody was getting on Michigan State laying the inflated price, and the Western Michigan ended up getting the money, didn't they?
No, Michigan State covered right at the end on that. Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, it was one of those, like, it was close, pretty much all the way there till the end. And, just one of those, couldn't convert on a couple fourth down plays there, but it was a pretty good game.
Okay,
it was
so
a little
3-1.
scary to cover.
I
just had that for, a free play.
Okay, you got it. I stand.
I had the under
on
on my premium side.
Okay, maybe I
So
was
I was
just
able to pull it off.
thinking about that how that line did move so much, and that's why I ended up there. But I ended up on the wrong side. Okay, 3-1, 3-1 it is. So I better do better today. Uh, okay, what do we got here? Rice. Did you give it?
Yeah, so
Let me
I'm
move
gonna
on.
take
You did
Rice
right. Yep.
with that. Getting the plus 32 here on that.
Okay. Yep. And I went under.
Yep.
All right.
All right. Utah at Florida. Utah 10-4 last season. All four losses were away. And it's going to be interesting how they open up this year here at the Swamp, right? I think the Florida's offensive line, they're going to be good. There's a lot of folks on that defensive squad that looks like they're probably going to be, top 10 in the NFL, draft wise. And I don't know. I just think Florida here is going to, at home, they're just really, really tough to beat. I'm going to take, because of the edge, what do they say? 3 points at home, that sort of thing. I'm going to go with Florida here in this one. That's going to be my free pick at the plus 2.5 here in this one.
Okay. I don't know. Is this the Urban Meyer Bowl with Utah and Florida? But I'll
Right.
go over. I'll give a total out in this one. I'll go over with Utah and Florida over the 51.5 points. I think there's, plenty of value there. It didn't quite make it as far as the premium is concerned with me. Uh, you know, I try to make sure they're like kind of that we say one unit when our plays are 100, but more people might put a little more. But for me to qualify, it's got to look like a 1 unit play. So for me, maybe this was like a half unit play, and but my play is going to be over my free play in Utah and Florida. All right, up. Technical problem with the producer. There we go.
Producer.
Yep.
All right, so we got Army at Coastal in this one. I have a premium here on the side.
Oh, okay.
So Coastal Carolina, they lost a majority of their defense last year by giving up that, they also gave up that 229 rush yards per game, so a whole bunch. But then you have Army over here that's just used their, rush attack to just, crush teams, averaging 280 yards per game. I really think they're going to continue to control this game. I like this one to go over the 53.5 here in this one.
Okay. Mindy goes over. And I'll feel compelled to give out a side because of that. And again, I'm going to go with Army. I think Army is going to do it, getting the 2 points here. Maybe I don't even mind taking them on the money line here. I think Army can win this game, Mindy, at
Okay.
Coastal today. That's going to be my play on the Black Knights on the road against the Chanticleers. Give me Army.
Awesome. All right, Miami, Ohio at Kentucky. The Wildcats here, they play in a competitive, SEC conference. Still had the eighth best offense in the country, last season. Miami, Ohio, they lost their leading tackler and pass rusher over the last year. I think Kentucky here just has too much offense here in this one. I have a premium on the total. I'm going to take Kentucky
Whoa.
though, lay in the 15.5 here on this one.
Okay. Yeah, and I think that you could say that there's value. If I could say there's value, and Kentucky was as high as a 3 touchdown favorite in the very earliest of numbers here, the summer numbers I'll call them, and now down to 15.5. So I think you know maybe the sharp money has come in on Miami, but if you like Kentucky, this is your price. You're not getting much value anymore, I don't think, on Miami of Ohio. And oh boy, Mindy's got a play on the total. I know the total opened as low as 51.5. I like it over. I don't like it over as much at 55. I'm going to make a free play on it on the over 55 and see how I do against the premium of Mindy or with the premium. I don't know. Don't give it away, Mindy. Don't give it away in
I,
that one.
I won't. I'm
Okay.
always up for a challenge, Ramon. Always. All right. Another fun one. Liberty at Southern Miss. Liberty here, they have, an experienced quarterback with Brewer. Southern Miss, I think, has kind of more questions at quarterback here than answers. I kind of take, Liberty here to easily cover that 3.5-point spread.
Yeah. How many quarterbacks did they? I think they had a new quarterback every game last year. So you said Liberty?
Yeah, I'm going to
Oh,
take Liberty here at the minus money, or minus, not money, minus
okay.
points, 3.5.
Well, if you're giving out the side, I will certainly give out the total. I do like the total in this one, and the total is 49.5, and I like this one to go under with Liberty and Southern Miss. Yes, I agree. I mean, I don't know if the offenses they still have to find a way to get in sync, find the right quarterbacking situation. I think that's going to be key. So, I thought, when Brewer was at Baylor, he's okay. I don't think it was Baylor. I don't know. Wasn't Baylor quality? Is that fair? Was that
Right.
so?
Quality.
All right.
All right. UMass at Tulane. I don't know. I just hate UMass. I think they're bad. I like Tulane minus 28. I don't think there's much to
Okay.
say.
No, well, that's what our show is, rapid fire picks. I mean, we got to cover all these picks. I mean, if we, gave out the analysis, we'd be here past kickoff probably is what
It's bad.
the way we're doing it. And again, we've got Tony gives you great analysis on all of his videos. You can go back. He's done every game as well. You might have to, look through 3 or 4 videos or just go through each one individually. You could almost type into the YouTube search, Tony's picks, Massachusetts and Tulane. It'll come right up.
Yeah, I think the best
So,
way to do it is the UMass at Tulane prediction, and that seems to come up a lot when you click the prediction on
okay.
there. Usually it brings those right up. So
Well,
everyone,
maybe
this is where you need to start getting on the comments section, so you can give us your prediction on the Notre Dame Ohio State game. We're getting close to that one, so let us know who you like.
Yeah, you can't put the winner in after whatever. There's a cliche. You can't guess the game after it goes off, or I don't even know what they say, but you know what I'm saying.
It's too
Anyways,
early,
I'll go
Ramon.
under
Don't you
this
know that? It's
game.
too early. We've been up all night. It's too early for all this.
Yeah, boy, I'm paying the price right now. My apologies to anybody who's watching me go struggle a little bit. I probably, if I had a little clearer head, I could also contribute a little more. You are doing a tremendous job, my friend, pulling the show, keeping the show going at this point as I just try to put the I'm having enough trouble just putting the graphics up and making the play. The plays are set here. I've got them marked down as either a premium and for me, the reason why I like playing a side or a total, I mean, look, every game, unless your number lands exactly right, which it very well could, and it might every single time. But, if you got just a field goal discrepancy and you're giving out free plays on YouTube, well, that's a free play right there. And anyways, Massachusetts and Tulane, you see the total here, 59.5. And I put the total on my number. Mindy, we talk about the numbers, right? And I have my number at 56.5. Well, this is an under for me. I'm going to go under in Massachusetts and Tulane. All right, so let's move on. Oh, Nelly.
Hey, that's pretty good, Ramon. I like it. I like it.
Big horseshoe for this one.
All right, so we still have no takers in the comment section. I think there might be other sleepy folks out there with us.
This is the one you just wanted to hear,
I just wanted to hear
if I knew what I was doing, we'd run one of those polls in the. I think you could I've got to get a little better.
We can do our own poll over here in the comment section, right?
Right. Maybe we'll do, have one big game or something like that where we could run the poll. We got 16 viewers. We're trying to go for a record. The most I've ever seen us have so far this week is our 5th show. We're very happy to have you with us here on the Free Picks Rundown Rapid Fire Morning Steam Show with Ramon Scott and Mindy Hahn of Tony'sPicks.com. Mindy, let me just take a break here and take a look at our website, Tony'sPicks.com. You'll find our premium picks over there each and every day over at Tony's Picks. These are absolutely our best picks. We're just giving you rapid fire picks right now. We're not throwing darts, but we have our handicap here. I got my sheet ready to go. I can't wait for today. But all of our picks, there's write-ups with these picks, and you can get our picks or use the promo code TonyT at checkout. These are our best plays. We're giving you the ones that didn't make our premium card. That's the way everyone does it in this business. You put your best plays in for sale here at Tony's Picks, and then you give out the rest of them because we want to watch all the games. We might want a little action, but maybe we put a little bit more on our premium picks to make sure we have a big winning day. If you can go through and maybe you got all your smaller plays picking you up because we had a rough, hey, that's great too. Maybe it's our free picks that helped you get it home. In conjunction with the premium picks. So, anyways, go over to Tony's Picks and check out all. Look at this one right next to it. There it is, Mindy. They're right next to it. How did that come out? Mindy's TD's Saturday college football late afternoon. She had a good night on Friday night, and then I've got a 4-pack of games for the college football early evening pass, and I say that I can land on the leaderboards in all the major U.S. sports, which is a fact. If you go through our handicapper leaderboards and look through all the kind of the major sports in the past, over the past year, I'll since I'm producing, I'll toot my horn first before we get back. But you go to NHL, Mindy, and there I am right up there. There's Tiffany, there's Tony, made them 3-0. I mean, Tony probably just gonna, I think they were all in the Tampa Bay Lightning.
They were. That's funny. They were.
NBA, I was on the top of the list, and of course, in the NFL so far, I'm right there. 10 games over 500. That was all preseason, right there.
Yeah.
So hopefully, I'll keep it rolling.
I did a couple preseason, but not too much usually on that because I like to see those stats come out.
Yeah.
So
look at our record. Our record for the team, though, there in the preseason, pretty impressive. So hopefully, we keep that up. We were not active. I think there is one play. I think Ben, maybe. Did the suit? What it was? I don't think we started till after the.
I think it was Super Bowl that there was gaming in there on. Yeah,
okay.
I think so.
Whatever the case may be, all those plays, other than just one or two, because we came online late January onto the multi-capper site. So, okay, let's roll back. Just want to show everybody why we're here. They told don't just promote the site. So that's what we do.
Yeah, see, and I had to get my Starbucks double shot in too. So lots of coffee here this morning. And I see our friend Matt is back. I'm excited. Good to see you.
Well, that's why I'm having these issues. Like I said, I tried to, I needed to store up my energy, and I've made it. And I'm gonna make it. I might need. Oh, we got some comments coming in. We'll get back to the plays here. Okay, Matt's joining us again. And how you doing, Mr. DeBarge? All right. Let's get back into it, Mindy, right now. Matt says, watch out. Week 1 here, he might like the unders, so that might bode well for me, Mr. Under. But
Matt, you have to give us your prediction since no one else has. Ohio State, Notre Dame. What you got? I think that might be our next game, right?
Hey, that's where I interrupted us. Okay, let's get to it and see what you got, Mindy.
Well, of course, Ohio State returns their Heisman Trophy finalist, Stroud, it's his 3rd year, while Notre Dame, he's having his first start at quarterback, right? Ohio State, they just have that solid defense. I think they're going to hold this Notre Dame team in check. I really think Ohio State is going to cover the spread of the minus 16.
Okay. Well, I have a premium play on this game in the big game between Notre Dame and Ohio State tonight in the Big Horseshoe. I've got a premium play going over Tony's. That's why we did it, because I was
Right.
that's what yeah, I had a note right here. Go to the promote the site and have them make sure they get your play on the Ohio State game tonight. Anyways, it is kind of the big game, even though it looks a little bit one sided there. Head on over to Tony'sPicks.com, get my play there on that one. And Mindy, I think because of that play, and I mentioned when I think the total might be on, and maybe the total is going to be on here in this one, so I might have my second pass of the show. Believe it or not, I'm just going to leave it at that. We got a premium play, and yeah, I'm just going to leave it at that. Yep,
Sounds
let's
good.
move on. Yeah,
Sounds good.
have
All
to do
right.
it. Have to do it.
All right. Next up, we got Georgia State versus South Carolina. So being
Oh
8-5 in the Sun Belt. What's up? Oh, what's up?
no, go ahead. I just didn't
Oh, I was going to
finish
say
the
that
cap.
was the game we were doing, right? It
Yep,
disappeared.
keep going. I just didn't. Oh, you might see. I just didn't finish the. I want the graphic to be just perfect.
Gotcha. Well, I mean, I just think the Sun Belt here, they're not really any match for these, SEC teams. Gamecocks, they're 18-2 all time against the Sun Belt Conference. And then you have, Oklahoma transfer Spencer Rattler here. He's 15-2 as a starter. Also, I think they're just going to roll here in this one, like South Carolina, minus 12.5 here.
Okay, and I've got another premium play in this
Heck
one.
yeah.
Yeah, so head on over to the website to get my free pick. My premium pick on this one. You said GSU, right? Did you
No,
say
South
GSU
Carolina.
is your play?
South Carolina, minus 12.5.
Oh, thank you.
Gamecocks. Yes, South
Okay.
Carolina.
Okay. So I've got a premium pick, as I said. It's on the total in this one between GSU and South Carolina. So the fact that Mindy gave out the side, I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm going to take my third pass. I might be out of passes here, but we'll leave it at that. Give out Mindy's play there. Also, you can check out Tony's video possibly on that one. But let's move on to the next game.
Yeah, so I think this one's going to be interesting. SMU, North Texas. I kind of think of these as, in the past, both of the teams have kind of been, up tempo, a lot of plays. But yet the defenses are just, pretty bad in this one. So for me, this one here is one that opened at 71 on the over under. And usually
Yeah.
in the month of September, no one covers over 70, 71. We know this from that, Western Kentucky game last week, right? It's pretty hard to cover that opening line at the over 70. So in this one here, I'm going to take the under 68.5 in this one.
All right. And I'll mention that I have another premium play here in this one. It is on the total. So you can get my play on this one. So I'll give out the side since Mindy gave out the total of the free play here. And my side will be taking North Texas plus those double digits at home against SMU. It opened about 11. It's down to 10. And I'm going to take the North Texas Mean Green plus 10 points in this one. All right, a game kind of a lot of people have been talking about. Been talking about the potential national champions, the Utah State Aggies.
Right.
And the running joke, they said, Mindy, some of the shows have said, and the bookmaking analysts that come on when they bring the bookmaker, they said that for some reason Utah State, other than Alabama, is taking action, like taking heavy action. Maybe they were a little overpriced, but still, Utah State's not going to win the national championship. But I guess people have thrown down a few dollars on them for some reason. All they did was, win the Mountain West Conference. I mean, that's no accomplishment whatsoever. But anyways, look at Alabama. They're 41.5-point favorite.
Well, so I got a premium here on the total. I don't really like this, minus 41 spread. I think it's a little bit steep today. So I'm going to take Utah State with the plus points. I mean, I see Alabama covering like a 37, 38, not quite getting over the 40 mark. So I'll take a chance on taking Utah State at the plus 41.5 here in this one. Just see how it works out this week. It's always, that the first game, sometimes offenses, no matter how good they are not always, hitting their stride yet. So again, that's why a lot of those teams, I think sometimes have trouble hitting the over 70s in the first couple weeks of the season also.
Okay. So Mindy gives out Utah State.
I'll be the running joke. I get it.
Well, I mean, you're getting, they're definitely getting the best part of the line, I would think, on that one. I'll go under in this one, under the 62. Almost a premium for me, but I just couldn't follow through really because of the nature of the blowout that will occur. I think there'll be some heavy volatility once the total kind of reaches the point that it's supposed to. I don't, the way I graded it was under 60 points certainly, but again, when you're looking at a 40-point game and the fact that I think that Alabama, the points spread has gone up, maybe that's what kind of scared me off. So the under is going to be my free selection in the Utah State and Alabama game.
All right. Next up, Memphis, Mississippi State. So Memphis, they got a 2-point win over Mississippi State last year. Teams are very, similar this year. I think Mississippi State, they do return more starters, but I'm not quite sure it's worth that minus 16.5. I'm going to take Memphis here to cover that.
Okay. Oh boy. Yeah. Well, I'm worried because I mean, look, I'm gonna give out the under. I'm just worried because going against the air raid and giving out an under, it doesn't seem like a great formula necessarily. But Mississippi, they seem like such a like you said, now they're Mississippi State up to a 16.5 point favorite. I mean, I think Memphis can definitely hang in this game. I mean, I wasn't sure they were going to be 2 touchdown dogs. In fact, they weren't when the game first opened. I think Mississippi State opened on the summer number an 8-point favorite. So this is a really increased price, and the value is definitely to me on Memphis. I kind of liked Mississippi State, but not at this number. So it does worry me because this is probably be a good air raid offense, but I'll go under in the opener. I think Memphis can, keep the score respectable. And in order to do that, I think they will need a low-scoring game because if Mississippi State does kind of go off, then that could be that total could be in jeopardy. So I'm going to go agree with you on the side, and that makes me go with the total under in this one.
All right, next up, Louisville and Syracuse. Louisville destroyed, Syracuse last year by about 38 points or so. Louisville, they kind of established their starting, quarterback in Cunningham, while the Orange, it's still a little bit questionable. I still like, Louisville here at -5 to cover here on this one at Syracuse.
I think in this one, I am probably going to just be in agreement. I know that I kind of want to, use my other play so we combine in it. But I wanted to play Louisville in a premium, and now that I'm sitting here. It was because the move, it went from 3.5 to 5. I mean, I know that it's not basically too key of a number, and they're on the road, and so I was like, I don't want to use it as a premium, but I want to use it as a premium, and so the way I have to do it, I'm just going to give it out here as a premium. I think it's a pretty strong play. Actually, I do like Louisville. I think they can maybe even win this one by double digits. Wasn't sure why I was scared not to use this play. So I'm going to agree with you, Mindy. That's one kind of our first agreement because I was kind of just picking and choosing whether I like the side or the total. But I think it's too good to pass up. I really do like Louisville in this one against Syracuse on the road. The Orange will have to prove it to me before I get involved with them right now.
Cool. So then you got Louisiana Monroe at Texas. Texas returns, two of the top offensive players here, arguably in the country, with Robinson and wide receiver Worthy. While Monroe, they're, pretty much rebuilding this program. I think Texas in a rout in this one.
Well, this total has kind of moved lower from it opened. The summer number was as high as 71, and really the general opener was 66, and now we're looking at 64.5. So I don't think there's so much value in it, but I like the under. You said lay it, right? You said lay the big.
I said
Lay
the big points. Yep.
Okay, so if we need that, we're going to need a pretty big blowout. So that's what we'll root for, and I'll give out the under. I'm going to go under 64.5 as my free play. So we're giving out Texas in the under here in this one. All right, boy. Mindy, we're almost done with these, and we'll touch on a few other sports. And we've done it in just an hour somehow, but
Usually I think we're much longer-winded folks.
Yeah, well, that's me. I mean, I usually the one doing the talking, and I'm kind of. I think everybody can see I'm struggling a little bit, so we might just keep it at 1 hour, and maybe that'll work for me right now.
Right. So the allergies seem to be kicking in today, huh?
I got a little case of the morning.
You said that there's lots of fires out there, so when that happens, the air quality is not always great. So, and then you were out there covering Friday Night Football, right?
Well, yeah, and then I, making sure I get the plays in, get the show done, working on about 20 hours. So maybe that's what's all catching up to me. But I'm ready to. I mean, I'm not going anywhere. I mean, I'm gonna watch football, and then I'm gonna head up to a community college game tonight as well. So I don't know where I could squeeze in a nap. Maybe right before
right now.
I can get 1 hour in. Okay, we'll just do these games. We'll talk a little bit about Major League Baseball, maybe U.S. Open there, and get rid of get out of here. And I think that'll be fine. We've done a good job just giving our rapid fire picks here, and kind of cutting the usual BS that I always go through. Okay. Anyways, let's move on. Go ahead, Mindy.
I think this is going to be, a fun one to watch. It's usually, a pretty competitive game here for the most part with Boise State, Oregon State. Boise State has a returning starter. Oregon State just announced their quarterback here, on Monday. I think they're matched pretty evenly, but the quarterback edge here goes to Boise State. And I really think that's going to be the difference here in this one. I'm actually going to take Boise State on the plus side here at this one. Plus, I had it 2.5 plus 1.5.
Yeah, well, I think most people, follow the markets can think that the widely reported steam definitely came in on Boise here. There's no doubt about it. I mean, you look at that number now, and Oregon State was a 2.5 point favorite. Now they're a 1.5 point favorite. I like the under in this game, Mindy. I think Boise's going to bring it with the defense here. I think Oregon State might actually play. I don't know about selling you on their defense, but maybe Boise still got some things to work on as well. So for me, it's going to be under 55.5 in the Boise State game.
All right, sounds good. What's up next? Kent State, Washington.
Yep.
I think here, Kent State, they're probably going to run a lot of plays here. Washington has a pretty poor run defense. I think the Huskies, they always try to be maybe a little bit more up tempo with the offense, but I think it's going to be, maybe a little bit of a while to develop that offense with a new head coach. I'm going to take Kent State here at the plus 23 in this one.
Okay. I think fair enough there. And for me, I think what I will do is I like the under in this game. It opened 64.5. It's now down to 60. That's why it's a free play for me, but I like the under. I'll take under in the Kent and Washington game. Just moved a little too far for me to like it as a strong, premium or anything. So under it is. So we've given you Kent and the under in that one. All right, one more game, and
so this is one I think you had a little bit of info about, or one I guess that you put in quite a while ago, expecting Western Kentucky to route, Austin P, and then realizing there's probably going to be some major line movement that's occurred here in this one, which it
Yeah.
has, right?
Well, and also
So,
combined with
you have,
your number.
oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, and
I didn't
combined
hear
with,
what you said.
remember, you had Vandy, right? You can hear me? Are you hearing me, Mindy? Uh-oh.
I feel like we're,
Oh,
pixelating a bit, at least on my end. I'm not sure.
okay.
I
Yeah, what I
can
was
hear you
gonna
now,
say.
but we were kind of, it could be my internet because I've been working on it, all week. I don't know, but I think you're back now. So what did you have to
Okay.
say on that one?
Well, I was just adding. Did you have Vandy? Tony had Vandy. Did you have Vandy in that game when they rolled
Um,
also?
I did not because I was thinking that I wasn't quite sure with that new coaching staff. I know Tony was really down on the new coach there in Hawaii for a long time. He's kind of bitched about that one,
Yeah.
but I wasn't quite so sure. So I wanted to see what was going on there with that one. So I did not make a play
Okay.
in that
Well,
game,
what I
and
was
they wound up
anticipating.
being kind of as bad as I think that we thought.
Yeah.
And I just think with that porous defense for our, Hawaii that, Western Kentucky, probably should be able to open up the long passing game here in
Yeah.
this one. But explain a little bit about your theory there on that.
Well, yeah. So I made this play in advance, even before, even with the week 0 games. I had made this play in advance, thinking that Vandy would blow out Hawaii, and the events that happened would. So I laid Western Kentucky. This is a premium play, and I'm going to give it out right now because it really doesn't do anybody any good. But I'm just going to give it out because I gave it out in the summer. Anybody who was on my packages, my year-long packages, got this play. I said lay Western Kentucky minus 11 points, and we beat that line here obviously by 5.5 points. So right now it's 16.5. So that's my play, if you will. I mean, I don't know, Mindy. I mean, I imagine they probably will cover the 16.5 as well, the way everybody's talking about this Hawaii team and the way they've looked. I mean, maybe it's not even Timmy Chang's fault. I don't know if Tony is not necessarily down because we don't know. He might be kind of an unknown commodity as a head coach, certainly. And look, he's a legendary quarterback at Hawaii. He's a legendary quarterback, really, in the history of NCAA football for the numbers that he put up. He played in Hawaii, and they get into these. Hawaii can play some funky games, especially when he was playing. I mean, the games were just wild when Timmy Chang was in there, and Hawaii would play some crazy games. And I love that was kind of the lure of watching Hawaii football is they'd always get, as unsuspecting teams would come in there, even from major conferences and fall into the trap. But it's just not happening right now because Hawaii's having so many issues with, not only the way they had to come out of the pandemic and their stadium issues, if you will, and you always have to deal with the fact that every road trip, is 5,000 miles. So, there's
Yeah.
just so many things that become such a major factor for them. So, anyway, my pick will be on Western Kentucky. I'll go ahead and say lay the 16.5. We gave it out at 11, but again, uh, that's what happened there. What did you say something, Minnie, about the selection? I didn't mark down.
I liked Western Kentucky as well here in this one.
Okay.
So yeah,
All
I mean,
right.
we're trying to give pretty much a variety of picks here on the spread and total. So I think we're doing that maybe a little bit more strategically, so you can have optimize your picks rather than me and Ramon just doing consensus building, unless maybe we should go that route maybe moving forward. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, like I said, I mean, I'm going to have a side and total in almost every game anyways.
Right.
So I like to hear what you have to say. And again, if I had something where I was maybe reserving something or it didn't match up and my number fell right on, I take a pass. I take a pass, even though I'm known as, our volume guy. I want to show that I can exert some discipline over here. And I'm not just a crazy gambler betting on every game, but you know what? Kind of am. So,
It
all
happens
right,
that way.
Mindy,
You have such a big
great
card. I
job.
mean, how do you not go ahead and put 20 plays up on the weekend? I mean, it's just gonna work that way with the sheer volume of games, and I don't think it's a bad thing to play that many games either, especially when you're getting expert information from folks like us and doing your own consensus building. So I think it's a great way to build up your bankroll here. Especially, it's going to be fun after week one to having a big bankroll sitting there for you.
Well, no doubt about it. I've got 11 plays loaded right now for my subscribers. The two packages and four older plays that were in there that we gave out great odds on. In fact, I mentioned them, Mindy, but Maryland was one of those games. I'll just tell it right now as it is. These are games that are also going off today that we kind of gave out, and I didn't give on the show before, but now I feel like I'll do it because it's past, and the premium doesn't do any good. So Maryland, we beat the line there. We gave it out at 20.5. It's now 24. Another play on these early games we gave it on that show. I was giving out the sides, but I didn't give out the total. But North Carolina State and East Carolina, I gave that one out at under 56, and it's now 51.5. So in addition to this one and tomorrow night's game, I also have that same or Sunday night's game, or maybe it's Monday night's game. I have that same situation. So we'll get out of here since I'm pretty much ready to. My head's about to fall off, but there is a Major League Baseball card tonight. 15 games in the major leagues. Mindy, do you plan on doing anything premium wise?
Well, I have right now. I put my best bet up for Major League Baseball. That is currently all I have in there now. I was kind of prepping more for this football card, so I will go ahead and take a look at some more Major League Baseball right now. Probably put a 3-pack up as well.
Okay, and we got. I know we've got Colin. Ben came in with some videos also, so check those out. Tony's got video picks on every game and 15 game card. And I've got one play for you right now. My play tonight is going to be on the over in Houston and LA Angels. That's going to be Garcia and Shohei Ohtani. I'm recommending to go over 7.5. That's going to be my one free play here on the show. Maybe, I'll work it out where we can have a few more free plays. But my first cursory glance, so when I looked over the card when I was putting together the show, that's the one that stood out to me. And again, I'm going to taper things off here as we get into September anyways. And maybe we'll come in with something in the premium level. I'm not sure. We'll take a look at that there. There's also play today in the U.S. Open, Major League Soccer. And I also want to mention, Mindy, that I do have right now for my subscribers 2 plays in UFC Paris. That's going to start at 3 Eastern, noon Pacific. The fight card this week in the UFC's coming to you from Paris with the main event. Cyril Gane going up against Tai Tuivasa. So that card starts here in just about 4.5 hours. And I have 2 plays loaded up for subscribers, but I will have a package up momentarily. I was putting those plays in before the show just started, and I do have a couple more that I'm going to add. So appreciate you, Mindy. I think we can go about 90 minutes and get me off the screen here, dear. I'm sorry for my performance, but I will be better as we go along. Train myself a little bit here to condition it. But we got through it. We've gotten through this whole card over the days, and we're here. We're here Saturday through Thursday at 9 a.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific. Head on over to our website, Tony'sPicks.com. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout. Save 20% off all premium pick packages. You can get a package for 3 days right now. This will get you through the college football weekend. Today, there's games tomorrow. And you can get Mindy and I right now. Yeah, how about get Mindy and I on the 3-day for $149 with the 2-for-1 capper promotion? We'd appreciate it. If anything, if that's, if you want to show any appreciation to us, I know that's $150, but we're making, hey, we're playing today, aren't we? I mean,
right.
If you got,
I got
plays
20, you got 10, you said, or 11. So
yeah.
that's a lot of picks for. You could get those down to what about
good point.
$1.50 if you take a look at it that way, really, depending on what the volume is over the next couple days, right?
Yeah, great point. Great point. We're going heavy. I mean, again, high volume leads to high returns. I don't want you to sit there and be a player of mine on a card like this, Mindy, where you basically have about 32 major games. There's also, don't forget, there's going to be some FCS action. I'm not sure I'm going to have anything there. I might just leave that to my own plays and
You're not taking
see.
those Huskers?
Yeah, well, I might.
No,
Did you want to say anything
don't
about
do it.
that game today? And
Just
Nebraska's a
don't
22
even do
point
it.
favorite against North Dakota, Mindy.
Just don't even do it.
Did you have comments or anything about that? Nebraska's a 22 point favorite. I mean, I would think I do have the game marked down. It's 22 and 52, 22 point spread. I have Nebraska as a 26 point favorite in this game. The total is 52. My number is 50. So, if anything, my play would probably be Nebraska and maybe a smaller lean to the under. But what do you think about that game, that spread?
Well, I mean, I think it's probably, right in there. I just don't have a whole lot of confidence in Nebraska, especially after it looks like a lot of the same this year for the Huskers. I mean, the way I would see it is I would stay away from this one. But if you want to, that total to me looks pretty good here in this one. Like you said, maybe like a 50, a little bit of an underplay,
Yeah.
especially because I
North
think they
Dakota's
might
no
be having.
joke. We know that.
Yeah. For me, on some of those little ones, I don't know. I'm usually like a heavy Iowa better just because I'm so close with here, Iowa, Nebraska. I always tend to bet Iowa every game and fade Nebraska. So, that's kind of where I
Yeah,
stand on
I
that
think
usually.
I think on the FCS board, the added board, if you will, the extra board. South Dakota State's actually one of my favorite plays. Actually, getting the 14 points from Iowa. I probably would have had it a premium. It opened 18, and the move has been heavy to South Dakota State in that one. I do like South Dakota State getting 14 points from Iowa. I really liked them getting 18 points from Iowa.
Well,
So
yeah, 18, I think that is decent. 13 or 14, I kind of like, Hawkeyes. They tend to win a lot early on and then fade out closer to the end of the year. That's just my perspective on that. Iowa should be decent again, another 9, 10, 11 games, win season, but have trouble winning big ones. Huskers, I'm not sure if they're going to make over that 7.5 win total this year. I personally put a bet on the over. I thought they might go 9. Now I'm not quite so sure.
there you go. I gave you an FCS pick there. South Dakota State plus 14, a free pick. So hey, we are touching some other games as well. So I could almost run down that card if I wasn't half ready to pass out. So
All right.
great
We'll get
first
some
week.
rest, Ramon. We got a long week ahead.
Oh, hey, we got 90 minutes till kickoff. There ain't gonna be no. I'm gonna make a big breakfast like I do. I mean, that's what I do.
There you
I
go.
put a
There you
bunch of things out and sit there and watch games, and we'll see how long
Breakfast
that I can make
buffet.
it. Yeah. But good first week. I mean, we know we're going to be back with you tomorrow, but I just, it's going to be a little bit different. Baseball is going to be the main focus again tomorrow because no NFL quite yet. But boy, we'll be really doing it tomorrow. Next week we got NFL on.
Did you see who entered the chat? Did you see who entered the chat? Tiffany.
No. Oh, okay. Yay.
Tiffany, one of our handicappers.
So she is. So she says. She's talking the Hawkeyes though. And I said,
Yeah, because I was like, I would be on the Hawkeyes, and she's like, I like the Hawkeyes too.
So it's me.
Because we live in Iowa, so
yeah. It's me against the ladies. I'm on South Dakota State, free play right here, and they are on Iowa. So there you go. No
yeah. So we're trying to do some consensus building, and here we go ahead and go opposite Ramon.
That's
I
fine.
feel like we're ganging up on you suddenly.
No, that's fine because we want to watch some of those FCS games too. I mean, look, we covered 26 games, but there's also like 20 games on the extra board, and there's another, I think, maybe 22 games on the added. No, maybe 18 games on the added board, whatever it is. But there's just a ton of football with a bunch of great teams. You watch ESPN Plus all day, get a ton of games up there too. So great job. We'll be back tomorrow. I'll be back to normal, I hope. And again, right here on the Mornings team, join us each day, and we'll get you free plays from our handicappers here at Tony's Picks. From me and Mindy right here, bringing it to you, the Midwest's premier sports handicapper, Mindy Hahn. I'm Ramon Scott. Thank you for joining us.